Right. And here he is.
What's up, gentlemen?
What's happening, Sam?
Renzo, Marcus, guys, thanks for having me on again. I appreciate y'all.
Oh, man, no problem.
But you know what? I have something else I want to share with you because we're talking about cool books.
Okay.
I got something this week. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's a beauty.
This is from a different creator. This is not from me, but this is a book I've been supporting for years through Kickstarter. Issue 25 through Kickstarter, Miskatonic High by Mike Shea. This book has been so much fun with this, Lovecraftian high school kind of stuff going on, man. If you haven't seen it, definitely get into it. This is so much fun. And you can find them on Kickstarter, and they've got a couple other sources for them too. But fantastic book.
Nice. And
something else, I haven't hung it up yet.
Mm-hmm.
One of our artists who she's done a lot of stuff for us for role-playing game books that we put out. She did a painting. She posted on Facebook. She wanted to sell it. I bought the painting and I bought the rights for it because we're going to make this into buttons and some other stuff too for con appearances. But the original, I'm trying to find where I'm going to hang it. But check that out for some of the absolutely fantastic talent out there, man.
Wow.
Is that not gorgeous?
It'll make a great button.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. It's going to look great on my wall too. I don't know if I'm going to put it on the wall here or if I'm going to put it in my office across town. I don't know yet. But yeah, it's been a heck of a week. And we went down to San Antonio, Texas, from where I'm here in Frankfort, Kentucky. So that was 1,151 miles each way.
Wow.
We were at the One Day Anarch Press 40th anniversary. It was a blast.
Wow.
Tibbi and her time traveling psychedelic mushrooms. Now, you guys know this, but I know you haven't told the audience yet. We are making use of those secret tiers that Kickstarter put out. So I'm going to put some links for you in the private chat as we go through here. Those are the discount codes. I sent you guys those through our DMs a couple weeks ago, so you guys had them. Everyone, of course, is welcome to use them. You get in at a discounted rate and get some cool stuff. Always happy to do that. This is a neat feature, and just try and give back to the people who have been helping me put the word out and make things good for their people, and just trying to make things happy for everybody.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure, man.
Very cool.
Yeah. Tibbi and her time traveling psychedelic mushrooms, issue 2, where we go back to a very famous music festival in 1969 after she decides she's going to try this again to see what happens. Hurls her back, and she spends this whole issue is basically just hanging out with hippies, getting really high, listening to fantastic music. My dad makes a guest appearance on a motorcycle through this. It's just cool. It is just a fun time. Issue 3 is a little more hardcore. We go back and she encounters our first real villain. We'll hopefully get to that later this year and either launch it later this year or early next year. But the guys have done just amazing work on the art so far, and we're just funding the rest of the production costs and the shipping for everybody. And we have a video, but just a quick heads up. This was done by my friend Heather, and she puts a lot of come hither into this work because I asked her to. So Marcus, this you're gonna like this, man. You're gonna appreciate it.
This the video here?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Let's play this video.
She's really good.
All right.
Hello again, comic book fans. Tibbi is back with her time-traveling psychedelic mushrooms for a fun-filled trip through time.
Marcus,
there's trippy colors, wild comments in chat, naked hippies, a historic music festival, and 4 special not safe for work splash pages where the bubbles come off exclusively in this crowdfunding edition. Fuck dinosaurs. We're going back in time to 1969 for a legendary music festival. Rated 18 and up for nearly nude and fully nude content, as well as psychedelic substance use. Pledge today.
Yeah, that's the one
Oh.
right there.
Like I said, man, she put some come hither on that. And this one, the nudity is basically historic stuff. Like, a lot of naked hippies running around this particular music festival. And then, of course, we've got the 4 splash pages that when we were originally designing the campaign, were going to be stretch goals. We just said, no, we'll just put them on in there and just make it just for the crowdfunding edition. We're going to do an update probably Thursday or Friday where we're going to make those splash pages available as prints as well. So, because we had some people asking about that, and I thought that was kind of cool. So we'll go ahead and make that happen as well. But we've got 2 gorgeous covers. The one that's kind of safe for work, and then the one that's definitely not. And then the interiors, of course, the line art done by Damian Torres, the colors done by Dakota Erhan. Want to get another page in there, probably pay the guys next week, and should be able to get that done right before the campaign ends to show it off a little bit.
Ooh-wee.
So this is, I love this one because Damian wanted to do something special, and so he said, Tibbi's a streamer, so what happens when you accidentally leave your stream running when you go take a shower or something? And so this whole thing, when you scroll down, you see her mom's in the chat, Tibbi, you're still alive.
And there you are.
Yeah. It says, Tibbi, this isn't in the contract, hon. But these other 3 guys here, one of these folks is actually, you'll see them in the comments section on the Alternative City Comics Instagram page. He's also been following us. And then the other 2, one of them comes from following Damian Torres, and the other comes from also following the Sinopa Instagram page. And so we went and we threw them up. We changed their names a little bit so we didn't, sell them out or anything. But we did Damian actually went in and drew in likenesses of their avatars instead of like copying and pasting. Literally just hand drew all new avatars for them. So like the one lady took her picture and just drew her little portrait in avatar size. The dude spent I think it was 21 hours on this page, just on the line art.
What?
Yeah, it's just heavy, man, real heavy. So it was pretty cool.
Like it was gonna pay by the hour. That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, we're hoping that first off, we gotta get funded, of course, but we're hoping to get to about 18,000, and 18,000 we can actually bump the team's pay rate up. And by the team, I mean we'll be bumping Damian, Dakota, Taylor Esposito, who's our letterer, and Alexia Veldhausen, bump their pay rates up. I don't get paid out of Kickstarters. I take and I print stuff and I sell stuff at conventions and put it out to stores and stuff, which is where we make the money to start on the next project. But really want to see if we can make a big push through the next 3 weeks and get this out here. Because I've got some pretty specific opinions about page rates. I know our budget right now in interior is $250 a page, which is for line art, colors, and lettering, and that's pretty low. It's pretty good for indies, but it still doesn't change the fact that it's pretty low when you do calculate out by the hour. I'd like to get to the point where we're funding well enough that we can bump that to $400 or $500 a page. But to do that, we got to be doing $18,000, $20,000 campaigns to make that happen. But I think that paying artists to do art and letting them spend their time as artists instead of having to split it between different gigs is how you encourage the arts and you get the quality that we're seeing here.
Wow,
100%.
And we're using the same printer, so we got that same nice paper everyone likes.
Mm-hmm.
That nice soft
paper, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like satiny smooth paper.
Yep.
Well,
So
I am excited about this one. I am backing this one. I'm getting all of the covers in, so I need everybody to click that link in the chat and do their part and make sure that this ends up in my doorstep. I need it, guys.
And I'm going to go ahead and get you guys those discount codes again so that everyone watching the stream, either live or picking it up afterwards, can use them because we've handed them out. It's like a secret tier that's like the worst kept secret on Kickstarter. But we want to make sure that we're kind of giving back. I've been doing this 8 years, so It's always good to have people coming in and helping us make cool stuff. And that's the link that should get anyone into where they can see the secret tiers. Specifically, that one links to the $4 digital discount tier. But then we've got an $8 tier for like the single regular cover, a couple other discount codes in there. So they should be able to see all of them from that one.
Okay.
But the line art on this one, I think Damien told me this was 16 hours for line art on it. If you zoom in on them, you just see just how profound the detail is on this.
Yeah. Imagine.
Yeah. The dude has done some really cool stuff. And of course, for those of you who read the first one, if you look at the t-shirt is the severed head from the dinosaur from issue 1 and a little blood track under the boob line where the head rolled.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
But and the weird part, seriously, if you zoom in, you actually be surprised how much detail went into this thing. Man, if we made a poster of it, you could tell it's eye color.
Okay.
Wow. Very.
Such attention to detail.
I would put I'm just going to throw it out there. A Tibbi poster would absolutely go on my wall if there was one made. Just throwing it out there.
We've got Tibbi posters. Did you guys not get the ones I sent y'all yet?
I think I did. I got the JPEG, I want to say.
No, you guys should have gotten like, oh man, you should have gotten them like last week.
Really?
Yeah, they were in.
Well, I will put that on my wall immediately.
Like big envelopes like this.
Oh, you sent them? You sent actual real posters?
Yeah, you guys should each have. I think you guys each have 2 in there. Actually,
I haven't been to the my mailbox in a while. It's probably there at the mailbox.
I haven't look for it.
I haven't been following the tracking on it, but let me know if they didn't get there, and I'll check.
I haven't been there like a month, so I'm sure it's.
I got you.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Let me know if they.
Very cool.
When you guys check it, let me know if they're not there, and we'll go ahead and resend you another one. Then you guys can, whenever those other ones show up, you can give them away as like a giveaway item or something.
That would be dope.
So,
heck yeah.
So for those of you who are watching this now, those of you seeing this later, make sure you're subscribed here for cool commentary, neat comics, and every once in a while, lunatics like me.
Heck yes, that's right. And I did put that secret tier link in the chat, guys. So cool. That link's going to give you access to those secret options. So definitely click that link, check it out, see what's available, and put your money down. Let's go.
And this is I've fulfilled over 20 campaigns so far over the last, I think it's like 26 or something between all the different platforms, somewhere around there. I probably should take and count that one day, but one of the things we had that every crowdfunding campaign has, you get spammed by like bogus bot scammers and stuff all the time. And I had a new scam that hit us. They came in and they pledged for our top 2 tiers for the unique, one of a kind, like the original art pieces, you know?
Yeah.
And then messaged me and they're like, yeah, we got people to pledge for that. We can guarantee you so much more. I'm like, your count's 2 hours old. I'm not buying it. And thankfully, we were able to get those bogus pledges bumped. And because they had messaged me and said, well, even if you don't use our services, at least we've got your 2 tiers tied up. And so they were kind of like trying to edge us a little bit. I'm like, yeah, basically. And I'm like, no, we ain't having this. So Kickstarter, was nice enough to bump them out, and they actually blocked me on Twitter where they were messaging me, and then I went back because you can see people when they block you now, and they've actually now deleted the whole account that they were scamming from. So it was weird, man. It was weird, but we got our top tier stuff open again instead of being tied down by scammers. So fun times.
That sucks, man. You only get a couple of those, or one, maybe 2 of those top tiers, and then these people come in with some bullshit trying to blackmail.
Yeah, and I've seen people come in and do like bogus pledges for like $3 or $4 or whatever, and then they say, hey, well, we can get like 100 other folks in there. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. We're not falling for this BS because it's the same scam with a different name, you know. So you guys, if you're a Kickstarter creator or aspiring creator, just watch out for that kind of stuff because it can really mess up your numbers and can be a real pain, especially if they're occupying like your top tier slots.
Man,
yeah, that sucks. It's hard enough to get your indie comics off the ground here,
I know,
in this
right?
day and age. And so to have these people piling on, that really sucks, man. I didn't even know this.
And you know what? We got a backer already. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Hey,
Y'all
there
rock.
we go. There
That's what
we
I'm talking
go.
about. So hey, love that. Love seeing that. Comics are cool, man. You know, and I know you mentioned earlier about the whole thing with the diamond purchase from Alliance. There's there's a lot of people talk. Oh yeah, the original line art shot from that. This one was really, really intense. He had 20, I think it's 20 or 21 hours on the line art on this.
Looks like
so like this lower left-hand corner looks a lot like one of the images from issue 1, but if you look on the I think we've got the what do you call it, the crap, I just drew a blank on what it's called, where you have the time lapse, where you have the time lapse of the drawing on there. You literally watch him redraw the entire panel from it, because that was originally like a full page thing they had done, and he just recreated it. It's just a little bit different with like the number of dinosaurs and the bubbles replaced a little differently, but it's almost identical otherwise, you know. So it's just really, really neat. But you can it's another case where he took and he put the details in so fine that you can zoom in on like the digital ones and you'll see like the eyes on the dinosaurs in the background. It's crazy.
Wow. And that's a lot of work.
That looks so good.
Yep.
I love it.
But we've got her opening up, streaming to her audience. And then, you see that her metrics, because I knew you guys, we talked about how in the first book she had her stream metrics that were there, and the stream metrics now in this one are like 10 times as much, because she's basically telling them about, and then this dinosaur tried to eat me, and people are like, this chick's done flipped for real, this chick's done flipped. And then of course there's the comments in the chat like, hey, are you selling feet pics on OF yet, and stuff like that, and just all kinds of fun stuff that people deal with when they're live on the internet. So
her views are picking up, because in the first issue she was kind of like
5
views. Yeah,
like 5 views. And then if you look at the view count on the accidental still live nude thing, it's like 3,000 live or something like that.
Ding 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 ding.
We have a lot of fun playing with that. So looking forward to getting more pages out and showing off. The production schedule, Damien and Dakota will be knocking out 2 pages a week, and we'll start that part of the production as soon as we hit goal, and then we'll go ahead and get through the rest of the book, because we've got a total of counting the 4 NSFW pages, we've got 28 pages in all. Although Alexia and I are going back and forth on whether or not we're going to add 4 more pages of narrative, so it might go up to 32. But the budget on the printing already accounts for that if we do that. It's not a money thing on that. It's really a story narrative thing on that, to see how much we want to put in and what plays out. So we're playing with those pages to see if we like it better with those extra 4 or without. Because the whole thing about Tibbi is you pick it up, you read it, you enjoy it, you get a good laugh, you get fantastic art. And we're not trying to do, we're not trying to do like the Dragonlance saga, or, we're not trying to do New Gods or something like that. We're trying to do like a good, fun, happy experience that you can just enjoy, that doesn't insult your intelligence, that, just cool art, fun time, and move on. Now, issue 3 is going to be a lot bigger, because we've got like chase scenes and cops and all kinds of stuff going on, and nasty Victorian England people. So nothing bad about English people, but Victorian England was weird, man. They had some. If you ever look back on some of the things that they did, especially like whenever they would import mummies and stuff, yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I'm not gonna put it on stream. Just check out sometime what common practices for British people when they would have mummies on display in their homes. It will blow your mind.
Now I have to look it up now. Victorian England mummies. Okay.
Mummies in their homes. Yeah, it was absolutely. Because they would import Egyptian mummies, and just God, disgusting. So
oh my God,
it was terrible. And I mean, I write role-playing games and comics, and to me, I'm like, oh God, that's the truth. The truth in our world is so much stranger than fiction sometimes.
Oh my God. Rich people are some of the nastiest people, you know. It's like
you better believe it.
Stuff.
I mean, this is stuff that would make Diddy sick. Ain't no lie.
Yeah.
No lie.
I can totally believe it. Wow. Well, there's another page. I hope YT doesn't shut me down. This one here that you also sent us.
Oh yeah. I sent you the fun fact too. This is the first time this has been shown uncensored anywhere.
Anywhere.
Yeah. First time it's ever been showed uncensored anywhere. So yeah, guys, check that out. Here's the fun part. This is the first time that you've ever seen nipples on Tibbi, right? And so we actually had to have a conversation about how we wanted the nipples to look on the character, because once it's out there, that's canon, right? Yes. So we had to do that. We had to figure out what we wanted for the bikini line and everything. Just it was a remarkable bit of detail that went into figuring this out. So hopefully everyone's enjoying it. But that's gonna make for a nice art print too.
Oh yeah. This could be the poster you have on your wall.
Now, does anyone see the Easter egg on this image?
What is that below her?
It's like the faucet.
So if you look right under her butt, there's that same psychedelic frog from issue 1.
That's what I was looking at.
Ran right past.
Okay.
So that same trippy ass little frog, just chilling in the bath.
We are so canceled.
And your eyes are brought to the to the spot. Yeah, maybe I should go back to the other one here. We're always watching. We're always trying to find something, you know.
and I hope here's the thing. I hope everyone is enjoying this as like the art of it, right? Because while there is nudity in this, there's nothing that's like really over the top. You know, you've got just naked people running around just like you did at the music festival, and I see no eggs.
Yeah, he's so distracted by other things, you know.
Yeah. We did have some people on the internet that's like, why is she so thick? Why is she so curvy? I'm like, well, she's designed after the way women look.
A real woman.
So
most women.
And we've got some fantastic talent on it. And just like any real person, when her expression changes, the shape of her face changes. So you get that oh shit moment versus that oh crap, what have I done now? And then oh, I'm high as fuck. Every different turn, same face, just different expressions. And Damien's been really, really good about capturing those emotes.
Yeah, he's amazing.
She can have it if she wants it. Oh, that's right, Space Case.
Yeah,
she can have it if she wants it.
on retainer.
I do love those redheads.
I would love to get like a nice like statue made of her. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. But we'll have to keep that in the background.
As long as it's not safe for work. You feel me?
Well, I think I would like to do one of the things like they did with some of the Ghost in the Shell pieces where like the costume can be removed and interchanged.
Ooh,
and because they've got a couple of those for Ghost in the Shell, and they've got, I think, a couple of those for Overlord, I think is the other one I saw it for. And just being able to swap that out. And of course, you can just leave them off if you want, just depending on what you want. But I think it could be pretty cool, but getting it sculpted is expensive. Getting it produced is even more so. But to quote Chris Tucker, damn.
That's right. because you have to get it sculpted. You gotta get first you gotta get an artist who's a sculptor. Then you gotta have lots of drawings, and then you gotta have a mold made. I would imagine you want to make multiple copies of the statue,
and then the paint, and then everything. I mean, you're talking tens of thousands of dollars. So maybe one day,
it could happen.
I'd love to see it.
It could totally happen. Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh, Space Case channeling them too. Yeah, man.
Oh yeah.
There we go. Great minds think alike, homie.
They do. Man, that is awesome.
And I did manage to make sure we got everything to links to the show to every one of our social media except for Blue Sky, because I forgot all about Blue Sky. So
me too, actually.
I forgot to post it to Blue Sky. Sorry guys, I'll post it after the fact.
Yeah. I set my Blue Sky account up, man. I've been putting it off since I left Twitter, but I haven't had a chance to set it up yet.
Yeah, Twitter has been mostly where I get the most interaction. Although I have a lot of people muted, because it's if you block them, then they see that they're blocked and they just make a scene out of it. And I'm not here to feed the drama beast.
No.
But we've got just the last couple of weeks on Twitter have been so bizarre for other comic creators. You just want to sit there and shake your finger and say, "Hey, behave," stop that nonsense.
Hey, yes.
I got you guys have seen me, like, I go to every show that's kind enough to have me, right? And sometimes I get on there and people are like, "Well, don't you think this?" I'm like, "No." No, not at all. I mean, we disagree on that, quite a lot. And then I don't get invited back. But then other folks are like, "Oh, okay, you don't agree with me?" No, not really, but I agree comics are cool and we make cool comics. And so then we get to, be on a lot of different places, and hopefully there's peace on earth, at least for a moment.
And you find common ground on at least one subject,
And my friend Larry Higgins, who's the creator of Niobe, he frequently likes to ask, "How are we saving comics today?" I said, "With titties."
Yes, Excel. Shout out to Niobe Comics.
So, which is fun. And I think I actually stole that from Pete Vasquez, because he's the more poetic and insightful philosopher artist of the age. But just so much fun to get to talk with folks who actually enjoy comics, who actually like making comics, and who want to focus on what's good to read. And that's one of the things too. Like when you guys are saying, "Hey, what's good?" then I can sit there and like, okay, what is here that I am already picking up when I drive down to Lexington, or what is that there that I didn't think about that maybe I want to pick up? You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't even realize like the Herculoids were out, right?
Really?
I hadn't seen anything about it. So, and I was a huge Herculoids fan as a kid. Ooh. So I'm definitely wanting to check that out.
2 covers I picked up from my comic shop.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So for everyone who's asking, I was lurking in the back because I hate to be late for anything. And so I was sitting there like watching. I'm like, damn, that's pretty cool. And so you guys saw me like writing shit down in the background. I'm like, I gotta check this one out. That Herculoids is badass. Now, of course, by the time I get down there, it'll either be gone or it'll be $30. But whatever.
It has some copies last I checked, so you might get lucky. Lots of variant covers for that book. Dynamite's really good with that.
Yeah,
lots of variant covers.
I don't usually do a lot of variants myself, and it's because while we print a fair amount, I mean, you have to print in volume to make things economical to sell. And so if I print 5,000 copies of one book, that's a lot of space in this little home office, right?
Well, yeah.
Because you can't keep it in the garage because of moisture and temperature. You got to keep your comics in good shape. But if I've got like 2 or 3 variant covers, then they'll be like short runs, like 300-400, and that's it. And that's all we make. So I'm actually surprised we still have like a couple of those holochromes from Tibbi issue 1. I'm going to take some of those down. I've got a convention here in about 4 weeks in Lexington. We're going to go down there and turn my daughter loose on selling more books because she outsold me at the AP 40th anniversary event. She literally sold 3 times as much as I did, and she's 10.
What?
I'm not even kidding, man. I'm not even kidding. And I had to reel her in one time because this one guy said, yeah, I'll be back to pick this up. And she literally walks around. She's like, no, goes over. She's like, just get it now before someone else gets it. I'm like, honey, you can't chase people down the. But she was flat out. I thought it was almost like a mugging, And I was like, no, that's not what we do. We no.
I mean, it can be,
There's a future in sales.
But the funny part is he came back and bought it right there. I'm like, I'm sorry. He's like, no, she's right. I'm like, Willow, you can't be acting like that. People think you're trying to rob them. She's like, no, it's just good comics. I'm like, all right, cool.
Just
sold
books.
Sold the man 5 comics.
5 comics.
5 comics.
Wow.
47 Furious Tales 1 through 3, Necroholic issue 1, Tibbi and her time traveling psychedelic mushroom. Gave him a sticker, said thank you, and asked if that would be cash or card. And he said, do you take cash or card? And that's when she stuck her foot in the door and said, we take cash and cards, and I also accept tips. And she got a $5 tip out of the man on top of it. I was like, I'm just going to go talk to Ben Dunn for a few minutes. You run the booth. I came back. She's like, here's some cash. I'm like, all right, I don't even want to know how many people you were talking about. But yeah, she sold 3 times as much as I did. It was crazy.
Didn't realize you were raising a closer, did you?
I didn't. And I mean, this is the second time she's ever outsold me at a convention. And last time it was by $30, right? Over the course of 3 days. And she beat me by $30. I'm like, all right, cool. No big deal. Great. This time she was just all go, no quit. I mean, dude, it was man, frightening. I mean, awesome. I'm surprised she didn't go out and try and sell someone's car back to them. It was
God, if I had that kind of drive when I was 10 years old, I'd be somewhere else right now. Man, I tell you.
She gets we have a deal, right? Mm-hmm. If we meet our sales goal at cons, then she usually gets something out of it, right? And one of the things that she'll do is that she likes doing is we'll have a big steak dinner, and we'll go down the grocery store, down the butcher section, and she'll pick out any steak she wants. And I'm going to tell y'all something. That girl picked out a $28 steak this last time.
New York strip or a fillet or
a big strip, a big strip.
Jeez.
And came home and I was like, "Are you going to be able to eat all this?" She's like, "I don't know." And we cooked it, and she ate like 3/4 of it. And I was like, "Man, where did you put all that?" She's like, "It was really good, Dad." I'm like, "All right, cool." It's amazing. Food motivated, man. She's like, "Yeah, I want a big steak." I'm like, "All right, cool." And then, and it's either like that, or she'll say, "Hey, if we hit goal, can I have $20 to go buy like a Pokemon plushie or something like that?" And so she comes with me at cons, and she's got like a whole stack of plushies now that she's been stacking up from helping out at cons. She's just killing it, man. Just absolutely killing it. It's crazy.
Right, man. Go Willow. That's
yep.
amazing. No, in front of you mentioned 47. I know we were here to promote Tibbi and the new book, but last time you were here, I forgot. Somehow I got this book, and I talked about it the next week on What's Good. 47 Furious Tales.
Yep.
I mean, this is an amazing book.
Yep.
I mean, this is so different than the rest of them. I mean, they're all good, but this is like a whole different level here.
Yep.
And
that's my very first comic I ever wrote.
No kidding.
I'm not kidding at all.
Wow.
And so it'll be 12 issues in all when we're done. Alexia and I are working out the schedule for issue 4 now that she's finally got settled. She's on contract to do all 12 issues. And then I'm hoping we'll be able to bring it to Kickstarter in the fall.
Wow. Yeah, this just kind of blew me away. I'm so sorry. I missed talking about this with Sam when he was here, but this is it's such a you researched a lot about the way of the samurai.
Yeah, I read a lot about the history that was available. I looked at a lot of commentary from old transcripts where they quoted some of the early Dutch explorers who were visiting Japan, talking about some of the performances that were going on about this, and then looked at some of the historical reenactment societies that were going on. We got the Clan Mon online through its Creative Commons, but we credit the guys with it as well. And then when you first open it up and you see on issue 1, you see monument for exactly. That's inspired by some of the monuments at the gravesite, and then that second, when you turn it and you say the 2-page spread there, that's actually we took images from the actual gravesite of the 47 and looked at it from different aspects, gave it to Alexia and said, I want a 2-page spread of this, and boom, there you go. Just absolutely fantastic. But neither one of us read Japanese, so she was trying to copy Japanese on the headstones from what she could make out from the photographs. Yeah, she put just a ridiculous amount of work on on those 2 pages. And then there's another 2-page spread in there that is Eiko Castle. Now that burned down sometime in the 18th century, but we took images that we saw in like old rice paper paintings. Yeah, that one right there. And some stuff from some of the history elements that we could find about what the layout looked like and what the period architecture was, and kind of hammer this together of what it might look like, because there's not a real concise image of it that's consistent throughout the record. So we kind of built that on our best guess from the research that we could put together. And that weird thing is we also use that as an art print, and it's our second most sold art print to date. Yeah, right. We've sold I think 2,000 copies of that.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
very nice. Mm-hmm. And you've been able to put together like a bevy of just amazing artists to go along with your stories, and that's something you don't have a lot of indie creators, and every one of your books is beautifully illustrated.
And we try and keep the same people on the same books, because that's important. And the big thing in there is just being able to pay people the best rate you can, right? Which is where the crowdfunding comes in, because even at the page rate that we're at right now in our interior budget, that only being $250 for the line art, the color, and the lettering. If you have 24 pages, right, that's $6,000 in just art costs for your interior. Add another $1,000 for cover or covers, depending on what the deal is on that particular one, and then you rapidly see where it's racking up. Like for this particular issue, I've got a little over $2,000 invested in it already. I've got another $3,000 that's been going to be going into it, and then this $10,000 is to handle the rest of the production costs, and then the shipping to backers. I'll basically have to make the money back, like I always do, printing stuff up and then selling it to the shops that we supply to, and then also to convention appearances. And then with the whole thing with Diamond having been bought, we may see about bringing Tibbi back out for mass release. I know Anarch Press has stopped releasing creator-owned stuff for now, but if they're willing to do it, I had told Ben when we first put out issue 1 that I was willing to put at least the first 5 out through Anarch Press. If they're not wanting it, then there's a few other people who've expressed interest to bring Tibbi to mainstream distribution, or we can do it ourselves. The big problem about doing it yourself, have we talked about this before? Why the money's so okay? So peep this, right? One of the big problems with indie creators trying to get books into the mainstream distribution channels is how that functions. So with Diamond, right, we'll use that because I haven't gone through the other 2 yet, but with Diamond, you've got their catalog. You pay for your space in that, right? You're sending that a couple of months before the previews comes in. Previews hits, people are ordering online or having the preview catalog, whatever. They put that in at the end of the month. So you've got already like a 3-month span that's already gone, right? Those orders come in, and then they say, hey, you need this much plus this much for overage, right? That's your extra print cost. Now, mind you, you're already 3 months in on the money you've already invested. So figure $7,000 to $8,000 production costs for your comic at the page rates I'm paying right now, right? Now, you've already had that money tied up for 3 months. Those orders come in. You've got to get your printing done, sent it to them, right? So that's going to basically another month between that. Then they're going to ship it out to the stores. Those stores are then going to pay it at the end of the month. Diamond sits on that through usually for 3-4 weeks, something like that. And then money comes back if you're one of the people they were paying. Obviously, the bankruptcy we saw, that was pretty screwed up, right?
Yeah.
So you're looking at around 7-8 months where you've got cash laid out, but not coming back in. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all that money's tied up. So if you've got just one book and you've got, say, like $7,000 in production costs, and then maybe, well, let's see, maybe we'll say $2,000 in print costs for selling like a couple of thousand books, right? All of a sudden, $9,000 is out for 8 months, and then you're getting it back. And then your payment coming in back on that is just that small portion of what comes after the diamond cut, right? So like for Tibbi, we did 1,500 copies through Diamond, right? Through Anarch Press. And we didn't, 1,500 copies didn't pay $1,000. Okay. I don't know if AP wants me to release the actual figure, so I'm going to be a little vague on that just to, keep it down, but it didn't hit $1,000. So we had to have the crowdfunding and everything else just to make the math work. Otherwise, wouldn't be able to do it. But, that's one of the things that's so challenging as an indie creator. You want to get in there and you want to see numbers that help you sustain your own project. But if you're putting out a comic at like $5, then you need to sell about 20 to 30,000 units just to make sure you're breaking even on your cost there. And so what you end up with is these comics that aren't selling as much, those creators are having to find that money elsewhere. They're having to find it through crowdfunding, finding it through their direct sales on their websites and through their appearances. And that's fine. That works. But until you've got like those numbers where you're seeing that regular routine of, 20, 30,000 or more, then chasing the direct market is literally taking the money that you're going to be using for your other creations and hanging it out to dry for half a year. So putting out, it gets worse if you're putting out a book monthly, because then, of course, if you think about it, if you're looking at $7,000 and it's tied up over 8 months, that's $56,000 in investment before you see a penny back. You see what I'm saying?
And now you're talking about issue number 2. I was just thinking about that. That's like if you have a one shot, that scenario you just laid out, right? If you have like an ongoing series is every month. I mean, and this is maybe a lot of reasons. One of the reasons I should say why you don't see a book. What happened to that book? Like number 3 never came out, and it was such a great book. What happened to it? That may be one of the causes.
And the crowdfunding element, you have the capability to really make it work very, very well if you have the funding coming in that makes it possible for you to accomplish certain things. So, for example, if you can draw the book yourself, you're halfway there. You're going to burn up your time, but you can create your book. And the key thing is, if you can get the book done completely ahead of time, then you can turn books out very, very regularly. I can't draw, so I hire the best people I can find, and man, did I find them. I love the work these guys are doing. They blow my mind every time I get new work in. But the thing is that if I'm trying to raise that money to put into the project, and I've got 47 Furious Tales, Reign of Ages, Tibbi and her time traveling psychedelic mushrooms. Now Necroholic is owned by Brian Lee, but we published that for him, so we've got to get everything's laid out and produced, and we have the ISBN for it, all that minuscule stuff. And then 2 more titles that we're trying to bring in next year. So putting that cash into each bucket as you're working like crazy at the cons to sell money to make that, and you're trying to pull in as much revenue as you can through your crowdfunding and your online sales, you come in and you can make some really, really beautiful stuff. But you have to find the audience. And that's one of the reasons I love being on shows like yours, because I get to talk here with people who I probably never met in person. I've never shook their hands. They're probably not following me on Twitter, because not a lot of people do. But
I do.
And let me ask you something, Marcus. How dramatic is my Twitter?
It's dramatic as it needs to be.
It's like, here's hot comic that we're working on. Check this out. That kind of thing.
Yes. Because Twitter's uncensored, right? You can put anything on Twitter. That's awesome.
Yeah, I get flagged all the time, though.
Really?
I do. I get flagged all the time.
What happened to freedom of speech? I mean, I've seen like literal sex on Twitter. I mean, come on.
Yeah, me too. But it's like it's for the images. Like this one right here.
Yeah.
I post that. I get flagged for adult content. Tibbi, I get flagged for adult content.
Wow.
You know? This page right here, I uploaded the time lapse of it onto Twitter so I wouldn't have to link it to the YouTube channel. Because Twitter doesn't seem to like that too much lately. It got flagged instantly.
Oh.
Because we show her butt.
Gosh. Hate speech okay, but not okay. You know?
Yeah.
No, sir. So Johnny might see a butt on Twitter and no, God knows what happened. Oh, that's such BS. Yeah.
But I'll tell you, man, I know I talk too much, guys. Sorry. It's just really
do what you're supposed to do.
I really, really love making comics and role-playing games. I love being able to come out and talk with folks who enjoy comics, enjoy RPGs, people who've seen our stuff and enjoyed it. You know, and I'll tell you, like when you first did like the video clip on 47, when I was watching, I was like, damn, yeah, man. Because it's like you could just tell that he was excited.
Oh my God, totally, man.
80s guy, yeah, he flagged her butt too. Yep.
Literally.
It's one of those things you gotta put a start sign on Twitter, but
got that hashtag right now.
Now I will tell you this: I stole something from chat from last time because we were showing the main cover, and someone came up with the beautiful idea of calling it the Tylenol cover, and I've been calling it that ever since.
Tylenol.
Love it.
Hey, Sicko, thanks, man.
To get that one going. Tylenol, yes.
So, and two guys, if you would like, even if you can't support the campaign, please do share it far and wide. We need as much help as we can get. Oh yeah, she's a gorgeous redhead, man.
Yes, she is.
Do you guys?
Yes,
do you have the cover images, Lorenzo?
And a natural redhead.
Yep. Well, you can tell that in the shower, right?
Yeah. This is not the cover image. This is like a poster image, right? So
yeah, that's the one of the NSFW splash pages.
This is one. Okay, splash page. Okay.
Yes, the splash page on the inside. Again, that's only going to be in the crowdfunding edition. When we push to main market distribution, those 4 pages won't be in it. And that goes back to kind of like one of the things we do to try and preserve any value for the crowdfunding backers. Like we don't reprint crowdfunding covers for floppies, period. Ever. We never have. And then there's always usually something like that built into my mind so that we can try and preserve that value. The Tylenol cover, man. I wish I knew who said that because I didn't write it down, but that was the perfect way. That's the Tylenol cover. That's from chat from the last time I was here, man. That was
I can't remember either.
Although I'll tell you one thing, this cover has got me more guys in my DMs asking if there's a thing about her feet than I ever thought I would ever see.
Hey man, play into it.
And I mean, I'm not gonna kink shame guys. I just it never crossed my mind, right? And but she's got Damien draws her feet, and then everyone loses their mind.
That's what I've been waiting for. Ha cha cha, butts, boom. Forget about that stuff. Give me the feet, baby.
I know, right? It's wild, absolutely wild.
Nice. Oh man. Well, so as we let you go, Sam, any thoughts about you want to say about this project that you haven't mentioned so far?
Yeah, we're going to be making Tibbi as long as people want to read it, as long as we can fund it and keep paying our people fair wages. And that's the big thing about it. Yeah. And we've got several stories that are plotted for it. Like our issue 3 is going to take us to Victorian England, where we're going to, what's this? Remember you? Oh yeah, Pete, what's up, man? You want to see what's behind? Actually, Pete, they showed the uncensored version on the show tonight. That was crazy, right?
We did. I don't know. I should do it again. I might see it this time.
Yeah.
But then I mean YouTube.
But yeah, we want to make sure that our people are paid well. We want artists to be artists. And just a quick heads up, Pete is the gentleman who did the art for our sticker that we released for the first one, which I'm almost out of. I've got to order more again. So for those of you who got the first one, you got these little holochrome Tibbi magic mushroom stickers. These things, we sell them for like $1 at cons, and we're about to order it's either our third or fourth press run of these. Because we send them out with all the comics with the crowdfunding. And to give you an idea about how big this is, here's a pen.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So yeah, she's pretty big, pretty healthy.
And shiny.
Pete did a fantastic job on this. But the crowdfunding thing really does make a huge difference. You can get the digitals, like I said, for the special that we post in there is $4. The secret special for the one cover, the Tylenol cover, as discount tier is only $8 plus shipping. There's a lot of really great deals in there. I hope you guys will take advantage. Help us celebrate 8 years in business. Yeah, we're about to finish our 8th year. This will be our 11th comic issue that we've put out since 2019, and then hope to get another 4 or 5 out this year, as long as we can keep finding the funding. Want people to enjoy our stuff, and just keep making more cool stuff, and everyone can be a part of it. And I hope you enjoy it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming on and just talking about all this. And
my pleasure, man.
The beautiful artwork, and man, this is a secret tier right here. And there'll be a link in the chat after I edit the video. But man, there's a link in the I should say the description. There's a link in the chat already to be a quick Kickstarter. Yep. But man, Tibbi and her time traveling mushrooms,
psychedelic mushrooms, man, I love it.
Psychedelic mushrooms. Check it out.
Twitter link is in the chat as well, guys. Plug into Sinopa on Twitter to stay up to date on everything that's going on.
And if you are a creator or aspiring creator, if you have any questions about crowdfunding or where to get stuff printed or stuff like that, just tag me on Twitter. I'm always happy to tell you what I know, and if I don't know, I can usually point you to someone who does. And if I don't, I'll tell you. I'll just be straight with you. So I'm a very big believer in the no BS approach. Let's make beautiful things. And by God, this is one of them.
By God.
There's enough BS in the world already. Thank you for being that man. Right? I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Sam.
Love being on, guys. I hope to see you again soon, and I look forward to the next show.
Can't wait to get my books, guys. Get it funded.
Remember, guys, if those art prints aren't in this week, let me know. I'll have to run down the tracking on them, and I'll just get a new set sent out to y'all.
Okay,
but you guys should each have 2 books, two prints in there. You should have a not safe print, like the cover in 11 by 17, and then you should have another cover print in there. So check that out, and if they don't come, then we'll just send another set. Not a big deal.
Hey, I'll be right down to the post office tomorrow.
Yeah, they were mailed before I left for Texas, so that's been 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they're probably here. I just need to go out to the post office. Yeah, okay. Awesome, man. And when I get them, you'll see them here as much as I can show them here.
Yeah, watch out for the NSFW one because it's.
I use a little tape on that one, so we'll see.
Yeah, post-it notes, man. Post-it notes.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Take care of yourself.
Thank you,
Later
Sam.
on.
Good luck on the Kickstarter.
Yes. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up.